Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel today. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And if you're not new here, you might notice I'm in a little bit of a different location today. I decided to set up a little studio here in my new office, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's not terribly echoey, but it sounds like it might be, so this might be a one-time video here if the audio's not too good. So anyway, thank you all for stopping by, and today we're talking about passive income. Now, passive income is the jackpot of investing. It's money coming in regardless of what you do. It's that mythical income that's earned while you eat, you sleep, shower, go about your day. It's earned 24/7. And the funny thing is, there's no shortage of YouTubers out there showing how they're making $10,000 a month or $100,000 a month in, of course, 100% passive income. And you know, it can be pretty motivational. However, for most of us, I think it's pretty safe to say that it's going to take us quite a few years to get to that point. So in this video today, I want to cover 5 ways that I personally have started implementing to get my start with passive income, and how you can implement them as well and start making $5 a day in passive income, or maybe just enough for that Starbucks Frappuccino or something. And $5 a day might seem like a super small amount and so far away from your goals. However, that first $5 is super important. That first $5 of passive income is really just proving to yourself that this is indeed possible. It'll get you excited and kind of addicted to earning passive income, and hopefully light that fire to start looking into more ways that you can start earning more and more money passively. And in addition, if you decide to say take those $5 paydays that you've been earning, and instead of buying, say, a coffee, you instead invest them in more assets providing passive income, that will compile over time and grow exponentially. And therefore, given time and consistency, you too can achieve maybe 5 figures a month in passive income over time. So if you're interested in learning about the 5 ways that I generate passive income or am working on generating passive income with, go ahead and give this video a like, as I really appreciate it and it helps me out quite a bit. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as I put out videos twice a week in regards to real estate and personal finance. Okay, so generally today I'm going to work from the options that give you the smallest return and work my way up to the largest return. Now keep in mind, this video includes only options that I am actually using, and I'm generating about $1,000 a month in passive income from these sources combined. So there are many other options you can choose to implement. I just don't want to cover them in this video, as I haven't tried them. So our goal in this video is to go over how to generate $5 a day after tax passively, and that equals $1,825 a year. And that's not too big of a number that it's discouraging and hard to get to, and it's also not too small that it just feels like it's not worth even working towards. So the first and easiest option is to put your money into a high yield savings account, maybe a CD or a money market account. And this is by far the easiest, most hands-off, and because of that, also the lowest return. Let's say you can earn 1.5% interest on your money in a high yield savings account, which so far, given even today's market, I've been able to find, although I can't promise that'll stay the same over the next couple months. However, let's keep in mind that this interest is taxable. So let's use a 25% tax rate just for the purposes of this video, which means you'll need to earn about $2,300 per year in pre-tax money to get that $5 a day in after-tax money. At a 1.5% interest rate, that's $150,000 just hanging out in a high yield savings account. Now that's pretty dang bad if you ask me, but that's also better than just keeping your money in a checking account that usually pays no interest to very little interest. However, most of us just don't have $150,000 to go throw in a savings account. And even if we did, we probably want to be earning more than inflation. So that brings me to option number 2, which is investing in dividend stocks. Now, dividend stocks are a great way to start making money passively. There's a very low barrier to entry, both on the amount of money needed to start, as well as the education level required to be successful investing in dividend stocks. I highly recommend you check out the YouTube channel by Andre Jick if you're interested, as he preaches pretty much everything there is to know about dividend investing and how he created an almost $200,000 portfolio investing purely in dividend stocks. Let's say, for the example of this video, you can earn a 3.5% return with dividends. This is pretty realistic, as Most companies that provide dividends provide between 2 to 4%. Some, of course, pay much higher than this, but the higher the return usually means that dividend is less stable. Now, let's also say that you make this investment through a non-tax advantaged account because you want access to those dividends. You're going to use that income to get yourself out of the rat race. Now, most dividends are taxed at your ordinary income rate, which means once again, we're going to use a 25% tax rate, which means you need to earn $2,300 a year to get that $5 a day in after-tax money. And at a 3.5% interest rate, that is $65,000 that you need to invest in dividend-paying stocks in order to achieve that $5 a day. And that's not bad. We're definitely heading in the right direction. However, we can do even better by investing through a tax-advantaged account such as an IRA or a 401k. If you invest in dividend-paying stocks through a Roth IRA, you pay taxes on the money before you contribute to that account. However, the cool thing is dividend income is never taxed unless you withdraw that money before you're 59 and a half years old. Therefore, you would only need to make $1,825 a year in order to get that $5 a day post-tax because you aren't paying tax on that money. Once again, at a 3.5% interest rate, you would now only need to invest $52,000 in order to achieve that same amount of money in a non-tax advantaged account. The only thing you need to consider is, do you need this passive income now, or is it okay to wait for it until retirement? And that will decide which option you choose here. If you're going to enroll these dividend-paying stocks in a DRIP program or a dividend reinvestment program, then you might as well do so through a Roth IRA because you're reinvesting your dividends anyway. However, if you need that money now to live off of, then maybe you do it outside of a tax-advantaged account. However, once again, we can do even better here, and that brings us to option number 3, which is to invest in syndications or perhaps REITs. Syndications and REITs on the surface look pretty similar, however, they're actually quite different from each other. Syndications are investments directly into real estate, whereas REITs are investments into real estate investment companies or trusts, and can be traded like a stock in the stock market, which is good and bad. Now, I won't go into the pros and cons of syndications versus REITs in this video. However, I prefer syndications over REITs, and I actually don't even invest in any REITs to begin with, and so I'll use syndications for this example. Now, finding a syndication that allows non-accredited investors to invest to begin with is very, very difficult. However, one very well-known example of a Reg A fund, which is a fund that allows non-accredited investors, is Cardone Capital, managed by Grant Cardone. Now, his most recent fund offers a 4.5% distribution. And this is pretty low for a syndication. However, the distributions are expected to rise over time as the rents increase and the operations and expenses tighten. And over the life of the investment, distributions can be expected to rise to 8, 9, 10 or more percent, especially if a property is refinanced and you get some money back, lowering the amount of money you have in the deal. In the future, I'll make a video on how syndications work, but for this example, let's say we're achieving a 7% distribution. Now, the cool thing is, the first few years of an investment in real estate are usually tax-free due to certain tax advantages of real estate. That means in order to make the $5 a day, we need to make $1,825 a year, and at 7%, that's only $26,000 that we need to invest. And now we're really starting to get somewhere, but it gets even better than this. Investing in a syndication takes no effort and is truly passive. But what if you take a few months to educate yourself on real estate, and then you start buying rental properties yourself? And this is option number 4, which is to invest in real estate, and the way I make the majority of my passive income. Now, real estate is one of the best wealth builders for the average Joe, and it's said that 90% of self-made millionaires made their money through investing in real estate. And real estate is a great way to start whether you're looking to make money semi-passively or looking to become an entrepreneur. Real estate is a very low barrier to entry business with easily defined revenue and expenses, making it perfect for the aspiring business owner to kind of get their feet wet and start to learn good business practices. However, real estate can be mostly passive, which will obviously lead to a lower return, or it can be pretty hands-on, leading to a much higher return. Now, if you decide to invest the passive way, it will still require some work upfront. It will take education and time and effort to find a deal that works. In Columbus, Ohio, which is the market I'm local to, if you want to buy a property that's turnkey, requires no rehab, and you have a property manager take over, then you might expect to get about an 8% cash-on-cash return. Whereas if you buy a property that needs a little bit of a renovation, and then you self-manage the property, you can expect about a 15% cash-on-cash return. Please keep in mind that we're only talking about the cash-on-cash return, but there are other returns when it comes to real estate, such as the appreciation of the property itself, the principal you're paying down if you take a loan out on the property, as well as the multiple tax advantages that come along with owning real estate. Therefore, your return can easily hit 20+% on a property. However, we'll just consider cash flow today, as that's money you see every month. Now, if you choose to invest passively and you want that $5 a day, you need to once again make $1,825 a year because real estate is tax advantaged. And at an 8% return, that would be $22,000 needed to be invested in potentially a duplex with 5 to 10% down in Columbus, Ohio. Whereas if you decide to renovate a property and self-manage, and you're earning a 15% return, you only need $12,000 invested. And that could mean maybe 5% down on a $100,000 single family home, leaving some money set aside for renovations on the property to increase the property value. This is by far my favorite way to generate income, and it's how I generate the majority of my passive income. However, all of these previous 4 examples have been by investing your money and maybe a little bit of your time. However, the 5th and final method of generating passive income I'll talk about today is by investing your time up front, not your money. And this is something I'm working on now, which is YouTube. Now, YouTube is a great way to invest your time up front and have it pay you back in the future. Now, obviously, investing your money will usually result in a quicker payday, whereas investing your time takes, obviously, time and means you won't see results from this method until much farther down the road. Now, YouTube is obviously something I just started, and I'm currently not generating any income from YouTube. I'm currently in the phase of investing my time and providing value to you guys, my subscribers, and later down the road, this channel may turn into a source of passive income for me. But that won't be for probably 6 months to a year down the road. However, if you create videos that are searchable and withstand the test of time, then these videos will get views for many years to come, probably as long as YouTube is around, and you'll continue to earn money long after you created the video. The other cool thing about YouTube is just the fact that you're building an audience. And having an audience is good for many businesses and creating multiple income streams. Now on YouTube, you can make money through AdSense, which is the most obvious version of making money, and that comes from ads in the YouTube videos. However, you can also make money through affiliate marketing, selling courses or products, or having your videos sponsored, just to name a few. Now, while some of these 5 options I discussed are more profitable than others, you can choose more than one. For example, I hold most of my money in a high yield savings account until I find a good investment for it. Then I'll also hold my required reserves for buying rental property in some stocks that pay dividends, as most lenders count a certain percentage of stocks towards your required reserves for a loan. I also have a very small portion of my money in a syndication that gives me access to investing in higher class properties, Class A properties, and then the majority of my money is held in Class B and C rentals. And then finally, I'm trying to provide value to you guys, my subscribers, and over time grow my social media presence. So whatever path you choose here, don't be afraid to dabble in a few different sources. So guys, thank you all so much for watching this video and making it to the end here. And now's the time to take this information and get started generating passive income for yourself, as it's so incredibly freeing to know that you have money coming in no matter what you do. Whether you're sick or you get injured, money's coming in. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, guys, please give it a like, and please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're interested in this type of content. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Thanks again, and have a great day, guys.